What is up with it? Today we are going to be watching round 7 of Top Cut Events Treasure Cup. This is going to be a Doflamingo mirror. I'm not certain who won die roll, but I'm sure it was probably the bottom player. They're going to go ahead and start with the Sengoku on 2. I don't know if either player mulliganed, unfortunately. We're going to go ahead and grab an Edward Weavile, thinking about how we want to rearrange the rest of our deck. Then we're going to go ahead and play a buggy, looking at top 3. Okay. We're going to go ahead and put those back on top and pass turn. The red sleeves with the blue deck. Little unique. Don't see that too often. Gonna blind hit a Mihawk. A hit is a hit is a hit is what I always say. Definitely cannot complain about hitting there. Okay, we're going to... This turn should have been planned out already, so I'm not 100% sure what we're thinking about, to be honest. The 3 Dawn turn and the 4 Dawn turn for Dofi should be pretty predetermined, most of the time at least, so I'm not 100% sure what we're thinking about. Okay, we're going to swing 5 and I imagine play Jinbei Weevil. So perhaps we were originally planning on swinging 8, and then when our opponent just played a 5 drop. Oh, really? Interesting. And we bounce our own... Okay, we bounced our Sengoku. Yeah, that makes sense. Interesting. I feel like we could have just swung bigger at the Mihawk and leader skilled, and I think that seems better. Like, essentially we didn't swing this turn, like we just traded a 2k on board for a, like, I don't know. I think probably swinging at it bigger is probably a bit better, but maybe they decided they're happy to take this second life and they didn't want to have any of their boards sideways by leader skilling. Maybe. I'm not entirely sure. um I mean, surely the bottom player just wins this game. Like, the top player has actually just, like, not even really played the game yet, to be honest. Their hand is, like, gotta be atrocious. Um, okay, we're gonna go ahead and grab a Gecko off of a Sengoku. We have a huge hand. We're gonna Perona as well. Interesting. So I think we're really trying to dig for another law to bounce this Weevil. I feel like, we could have just played off the top of our deck last turn, swung over the Mihawk for 8, and then bounced this Weevil with the Jinbei Law this turn. But, you know, we are where we are. I think maybe a bit of a misstep, because, like, if we did that, then our opponent literally just was pretty in an awful position. I think actually just a genuinely super awful position. But maybe our buggy didn't find any hits. Maybe that's what it was. So we're gonna go 5, 6, 7. Oh, almost attached it onto a Sengoku. That would have been scary. Also, our opponent countering with a law. That kind of gives us a lot of insight into what's going on. Also, we played over our buggy instead of our Perona. I don't know. I would have preferred to keep the buggy on board most of the time, I think. We shouldn't really be playing Perona again too often at this stage of the game. Um, so I'm not entirely sure about that, especially because we already know the top of our deck. Um, okay, so we're finally starting to play the game as the top Doflamingo, Koza. I imagine we're looking for a Jinbei Boa type turn here. Um, to be honest, if we go like Jinbei Boa, play Jinbei off top, play Weevil, like we're actually like hella back in the game, but you know, that's a lot easier said than done. Um, but you know, that that would be a really, really explosive start for us. Like ultimately the bottom player also hasn't done like a ton to like super destroy us. Yeah, and there's the Jinbei. So if we can go Jinbei Boa, Jinbei something, we're actually like in the not worst position in the world. But we're not doing that. We're playing Teach. Um, I imagine we're stacking the Jinbei. What speed am I playing this at? I feel like both of these players are moving like yeah, 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 yeah. Um, anyways, we're gonna swing a big 10. Um, at probably one of the rested characters, I'd imagine. And we're gonna go ahead and go Jinbei Weevil. Yep. The law is going to die. Um, we do now have Teach and our opponent doesn't, so that could be an avenue for us starting to find a bit of an advantage over the course of this game. We are now on 8 Dawn. Not a particularly scary turn if you don't already have Teach in play. It can sometimes be a bit of an awkward turn without Teach. It's possible we could be swinging some sixes here and playing a Boa. I wouldn't hate that. Um, it's possible we play a 4-drop, um, swing sevens. Let me think. It's possible we go like 7-7-8 leader skill. That's possible. Um, but we're going 5-6, so maybe we're going to leader skill and play a 4-drop, which was also very possible, very reasonable. We're gonna counter out of the 5 and take the 6. I hate Twitch, so who knows what's happening on the screen, to be honest with you. The bit rate is so atrocious. But we played Jinbei something. I literally have no idea what that card on the far left is. Maybe a Gecko Moira? I think it's a Gecko. Um, we're gonna play. There's no way, bro. There's no way we just played over our Perona for no reason. Oh wait. We grabbed the law back with the Gecko. Okay, never mind. I was like, why didn't we just play the law first? But it's also we could have bounced our rested law. Um, I don't know why we bounced the standing law instead. Um, it won't really matter here because they gravity bladed us, so they would have just gravity bladed the standing one anyways. Um, I guess also they only have one swing realistically this turn, so it also doesn't matter. Wow, I actually think the top player could win this game, which is really crazy when you consider how awful it started. Um, actually, really crazy that this is a winnable game for them. I think we just double 2K'd. We do have a million cards in hand, so like I understand using some of them to protect our board here. Top player isn't out of the woods by any stretch of the imagination. Like they're still not in a winning position, but like it was looking super grim to the first few turns, and it looks like there is an avenue to potentially winning. I don't think they will, especially when our opponent plays the third Jinbei. Um, the third Jinbei is God's work. Um, yeah, so we can go 7-7-7 leader skill, or we can go like 6-8-7. Um, I imagine we probably want to swing over this Weevil most of the time. It's also possible we go like 5-5 Law bounce. Okay, we're not doing that. So we hit another boa, which is nice because it means we can swing 8 at this weevil pretty easily. Um, yeah, we're swinging 8 at weevil for sure here, I think. Hmm. Not a very comfortable position as Koza. I think you're always losing the weevil and you're always taking 1 damage kind of regardless of what you do here. Like, I think it's probably pretty unlikely that you get to not go down to 2 life here. It's probably just way too expensive to counter out of 8 twice. Um, it's possible. Okay, countering with another law. I don't know, man. We've countered with 2 laws this game. Maybe we didn't feel like we had a choice, but like surely we did have a choice because like if we let this die, what was happening was, oh, so we're just gonna go 7/7 into life. We're gonna ignore the weevil now. Okay, interesting. I see the vision. I see the vision. We don't care about this weevil too much. Like it's only 1 body on our opponent's board. Um, and we have 5, so like we don't care that much. Oh, we're getting gravity bladed again. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. Um, Honestly, I'm not 100% sure if we were supposed to continue swinging at the weevil or not. I kind of like that we ignored it and just swung 7/7 at life again. Um, but I could see an argument for swinging at the weevil, but I think ultimately swinging 1/8 and then kind of rethinking our strategy was perfectly reasonable. But also, if we're content with swinging at life, maybe we could have just swung at life 3 times, and it would have been a little bit more pressure for the opponent. Not sure. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and go 8 and play Weevil. That's really, really good for the top player. He needs those resources off of the Weevils. Um, our opponent also hasn't shown us any really easy ways to clear the Weevil. Like he doesn't have a law teach situation going, the Doflamingo on the bottom. Um, okay. Gonna go another 7, I imagine, at life. So at this point, we have, I think, decided that we're going to be attempting to kill our opponent in the next couple turns and just really turn on the gas, which I like a lot. There's no reason for us to have to prolong this game. Like we are in a position where we're up a life. We have bodies on board to swing with Dawn. I definitely don't hate this. I'm not exactly sure what we're doing with 8 Dawn. It's possible we're going to swing another 7 and then play another Boa, but we have already seen 2 Boas, so it feels not astoundingly likely that we have another one in our hand, but it's not impossible. Okay, nope, we're swinging 8. So 5 Dawn left. Okay. Teach. Yeah, Teach makes a ton of sense here. Um, and we're just going to go ahead and go 9, play Law, bounce one of the Weevils, and then threaten lethal next turn. And this is like a super oppressive spot. Yeah. And that should basically just be game. Once you go to 0, especially when your opponent's at 3, like you're just cooked. There's no way you're going to be able to survive. This game is over for sure. This was a really nice line. Finding the teacher was really good. Finding the teacher was incredible. I think this was played perfectly. I think this turn was fabulous. I think a lot of players would have got caught up in trying to bounce the whole board. They would have like played law, bounce a weevil, teach, bounce another weevil. But sometimes you just have to realize like I don't need to prolong the game that way. Like I'm not actually accomplishing that much by doing it. Like they have teach, they're just gonna replay their weevils. They're gonna swing over my Jinbei. They're gonna draw cards by replaying the weevils. Who knows? Maybe they'll gravity blade me again. And it's just just seal up the game. You're in a winning position. Press that advantage. Don't slow down the game. Press the advantage. So really good work by Seven to recognize that. I will say, um, some of this game was for sure variance. Like Koza had like an unbelievably awful start, um, but we've taken complete advantage of that. So got to give credit where it's due. I mean the double boa just actually doesn't matter here at all. Oh, triple boa though. Triple boa could matter. Triple boa unironically could be good. I mean, we're down 3-0, so it doesn't even matter. Oh, it's not even triple boa. Yeah, bounce the teach. Yeah, I mean, bounce the teach. They still get to swing 10. I mean, I think yeah, he just concedes. He's like, whatever, you got it. I don't need to see anymore. I do believe we knew this Weevil was known. So there's only, and we knew this law, so we know there's only two 2Ks. So we were never getting there, even if they're both 2Ks, because the opponent gets to play 4 and then play teach effect. So we're going to use 5 Dawn essentially to play law twice, which means we get to swing 10 and 2K, 2K, brick, 1K cannot counter out of a 10 swing. So even if all of the unknowns were 2Ks, we could not get there. Um, Fun game to watch for sure. Always love watching the mirror. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day.